So this is series of videos that I think are, hopefully they'll be really interesting, because this is the way I diagnose people. This is how I look at people, especially famous people, but just any people. But you can do it with, I'm using famous people to show you how this is a universal system. It doesn't stop when you get to a certain point. It's functional for everybody. And so because I'm such a big fan of Star Wars, or I'm so strongly influenced by Star Wars, I decided to do to show you George Lucas's the way, and this is all subjective opinions. So I get that people think that they know better, but this is what I know. So, okay. So here's George Lucas's chart, or from my perspective. So here's E and here's I, and here's this line. And so this is the best I could come up with. I mean, maybe I'll come up with a better visualization. But this line means that this much of his time is spent in introversion, and this little band up here is spent in extroversion. So like me, he's a massive introvert, and a lot of the people that, when I think about all the people I'm interested in, it turns out most of them are massive introverts. And I made a whole video in my called Extreme Introversion, talking about this phenomenon. But so how do we diagnose George Lucas? Well, the way I see George Lucas is that he has 4 really strong functions and one perceptibly weak function. And there's 3 functions where I'm not really sure. I kind of posted them as average. And so his 4 strong functions. Oh yeah, so George Lucas is an INFJ. I'm gonna write that down. So, yeah, he's an INFJ, which means his dominant function is introverted intuition, but he also has an equally powerful extroverted feeling, which you can see in the character of Luke Skywalker, who Mark Hamill's an extroverted feeling type, so he fits the role perfectly. But you can see in the way he's so instantly passionate about things, and how quickly and effectively he values what is important to him. Especially like, oh, I'll go, I wanted to do this, but I can't do that, or this is really important to me. Oh, this is ridiculous. Like, that's extroverted feeling, and you can see how fast, and it resembles George Lucas's fast extroverted feeling function. But he also has a really dominant, a really strong introverted thinking function. And when you see Darth Vader, when you see him strategizing, he says, you're all bullshitting. I know what the truth is. I figured it out before you. Your strategy sucks. I know how to do strategy, and you don't. It's that really strong introverted thinking function, which is good. Like, makes you a good battlefield general, because you can organize your troops better and stuff like that. And you can and he also has a massive extroverted sensation function. So the 4 functions that INFJs use as their major functions, George Lucas has really strong all 4 of them. And the extrovert sensation function is pretty obvious in all his wonderful visual effects. Basically the intensity and exciting aspect of all his visual effects. I guess among other things. I mean, it's just hard to ignore how strong the extroverted sensation function is in Star Wars. Now this is the controversial area that I'm about to get into, which is what I call weak functions, because these are sources of embarrassment for people. And I'm gonna do my own chart next. But I wanted to start with somebody else just to capture people's attention, I guess, or make it more interesting. Make it not about me for once. So George Lucas, I would say he has weak extroverted intuition, and when you have a strong extrovert sensation and weak extroverted intuition, there's a certain pattern that you can discover, which is that people will throw a lot of stuff in your face, and since extroverted intuition is a kind of like it's kind of like a jazzy musical, kind of like The Dude. It's sort of like, yeah, I just get it. Like, I get it, dude. You don't need to show me. Like extroverted intuition allows you to just get stuff. And if you have a weak extroverted intuition, like I draw a little circle indicating weakness. It means that you don't get stuff as quickly as other people. Like, you don't get you don't feel the jazz as much. And so to compensate, he'll throw a lot of extroverted sensation in your face, because that's how he perceives the world, is like mostly by these large, big, things that just appear in your face, and they'll stay for too long. Because introverted intuition can save you a lot of money, or extroverted intuition can save you a lot of money, because you can just know for a fact that people are going to get what you said. They'll get you. They'll get what you did. You don't need to show it to them. And you don't have to spend money on more graphics in order to keep showing things to people. So that's where the weak extroverted intuition comes in. And like the much reviled, prequels are sort of rife with this problem, where he's just trying to compensate for not being able to like feel the music. Like, there's no it doesn't have a kind of jazzy musical thing to it, and he's just throwing all these images in your face instead. And that's what will happen when you have somebody with a strong extroverted sensation and a weak extroverted intuition. I'm the opposite. I'll get to me later. But so that's just George Lucas. And I'll just start doing all these other people, and you can tell that I'm no presenter. I lack a lot of important skills. But whatever. This system is better than my presentation makes it out to be. Unless, of course, you just get it. Because I have strong extroverted intuition. And you just get what I'm saying, and I don't have to spend a lot of money. Because I know that you'll just get it. I know how to say it, and I know how to say it in a way that you'll just get it, without me having to spend a whole ton of money, like throwing things in your face.